This is an update about that issue of Usaid sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, or maybe sponsoring Boko Haram in Nigeria. Let me explain.
You know, social media is garbage in, garbage out. Anybody can say anything on the social media. Many of us have experienced social media attack as leaders, and sometimes 99% of what is in the social media is inaccurate, and sometimes total speculation, and sometimes based on mischief. There is no way we can shave a man's head behind his back. We must hear from our own security agencies. We must hear from our intelligence agencies. When you mention the NIA and the DSS, I also believe we should also look at the DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, because they are also interacting with the people in the theater of war in the Northeast. So they will have information. And security is not something we discuss in the market, something that should be done in close session.
So the Nigerian Senate has ordered all the service chiefs to a closed-door meeting to investigate the issue of USA sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria.
When allegations like this come from the source, and that is the US, the USAID is a big department in the United States, as you know, established, I think, in the 60s or 50s to help other countries and then for their own purpose. But the way they operate makes us to be so suspicious in the sense that they don't allow for oversight, and then they go places where nobody goes there, and they do certain things in secret or so. And that becomes worrisome. But then this is somebody that is coming under the pretext of helping you where you're in their need. Then you don't question, or even if they are suspicion, you don't even have the right to look in. So this is kind of opportunity for us to really investigate, since the U.S. itself has virtually closed down the USAID, stopped the funding because of what Scott Perry said.
And the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria has also said that there is no evidence to prove that the USAID was used to sponsor terrorism in Nigeria.
I can assure you, I have policies and procedures in place to ensure that USAID funding, any of our assistance funding, whether it comes from USAID, the Department of Defense, the State Department, is not diverted to a terrorist group like Boko Haram. There is absolutely no evidence that I have seen that that has occurred. And certainly if we ever had evidence presented to us that a program funding was being diverted to Boko Haram, we would immediately investigate along with our Nigerian partners. And so I just want to be clear that when it comes to Boko Haram, the United States stands with Nigeria in wanting to rid this country of the scourge that that organization represents.
Remember in my last video, I accused Nigerian government for ignoring or neglecting that issue, but it is interesting, or I'm happy to hear that they've started investigating of the big interest in it to know the facts or to tell us what really happened. If the USAID actually sponsored terrorism in Nigeria or not. Maybe it's a rumor. Or who should we actually trust? Should we trust the US government